Hey, what up, everybody? Stevie Breach coming to you. I got a special guest coming to you today. What we're going to be doing is giving our predictions for the Hardcore Justice, good old TNA pay-per-view. Our guest today is going to be good old, you might know him as O Phenomenal X on YouTube, or the man with no face, or the man with no videos, otherwise known as Danny. Danny, what's going on?
How you doing today, Breach?
Oh, good times. I'm glad to have you. I've been a real big supporter of your WordPress blog that you put up, and you update frequently with past and present shows. So it's good to have your voice on here, and people can get a little bit more well acquainted with you. What do you think about that?
There we go. Yeah.
What do you think about when you think of the Hardcore Justice pay-per-view that's coming up? What's the first thing that comes to mind?
Not so hardcore justice.
Exactly. Last year, this was all built around the second coming of ECW taking over the TNA brand. And for some reason this year, there is no ECW, there's no hardcore, there's no anything, yet the name stays put. It does not make any sense to me.
Yeah, typical TNA bullshit. But I see them pulling, Taz saying in the beginning of the show, oh, all the matches are no DQ or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, something like that, just to pique the interest. The only thing is that TNA doesn't understand is that by the time the show starts, people have already bought this show. Not that many people buy a show later on when they, hear results coming in off the internet. You mostly buy it before it happens, or you're not going to buy it at all. So, I mean, if they want to get that buzz, they got to get it out there earlier. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, I don't think people buy TNA pay-per-views anyways, but
okay, here is the rules. The rules for TNA pay-per-views, because there's not much that people care about on the Stevie Breach channel. When we do prediction videos, we start at the top and we work our way to the bottom, because I think that's what everybody cares about. We're gonna start with none other than Kurt Angle going up against the champion of TNA, the Joker. Who you got?
I got Angle, man. I think he's going into Bound for Glory with the belt and going to defend it there. But I don't know. A lot of people are saying this match is going to be good, but I don't think Angle can carry Sting.
I don't know. The whole Sting character is been weird. It is very if and, or it's just weird. He's doing it very well. He carries it. It's fun to watch a TV show with him in it, but I don't know how this is going to carry over to the match. And if they want us to believe that he's crazy, he has to do something crazy in the ring. I don't think we've seen him in the ring since he took on this new persona, but he has to do something to cost himself the match, and then evolve this character more. I think him losing the title was going to help this character more than him having the title, so I am picking Kurt Angle as well. It's always great when Angle, the face of TNA, is on top of TNA. We don't get to see it all that often, but hopefully this will be the start of a new Kurt Angle title run.
Well, can you see Hogan coming out and screwing Sting?
I have no clue. I mean, that's what's on the table. A lot of people think that we're going to have Sting versus Hogan, and I don't know. If I see Hogan come back at all, I think he's going to be in the championship picture. Just because it's Hulk Hogan and he thinks his name is worth more than it's worth in wrestling today. And I think he thinks that TNA can really benefit from him having a title run or at least a title match. So if he's doing anything, he's messing with the champion.
Yeah.
All right, from there we'll move on. We got Beer Money Incorporated going up against Mexican America. Who you got going in that one?
Well, I think this is the end of Beer Money right here, and actually Fortune. So I got Mexican America winning here. I mean, brand new tag team, just came on the scene around lockdown, so they're all right. They're nothing special. I mean, Beer Money's great, but I think it's time for them to go into singles action.
How about this? You ready for it? Here we go. Beer
Money!
Oh, yeah, you got it right up there. I don't know. I'm with you. I didn't really see the friction between Rude and Storm as much as I want to, but maybe this is going to be a clean break for Beer Money. Maybe they're just going to move, both of them into a singles competition and then keep them both faces. But I'm not sure. But if I want this Beer Money to end, I sort of really want it to explode. I think Robert Roode has a great chance to be a good singles wrestler. I think James Storm, he can have a medium to mild, have a sort of on his own run, but I think he needs a tag team. I mean, we've seen him go through two great tag teams, so in order for Beer Money to explode, I want them to really, explode big time. I want them to have the breakup that America's Most Wanted had, and I just don't see it happening yet, so I'm going to stay with Beer Money as keeping the tag team championships, and I see them winning this match.
Yeah.
And then we got, for the TNA Knockouts Championship, Mickie James against Winter.
think Mickey James will hold the belt here. I mean, there's no reason to take it off her. I mean, Winter, pretty big heel knockout, but I just don't see her winning it.
I don't see it either. I'm going to stay with Mickey James. I sent her my $10. Hopefully that CD's coming out soon. But, yeah, pretty much nothing real big to talk about. This Winter Angelina Love, storyline is basically, I think, came to an end. I think it's done about everything that they think it can do. So I'm just seeing Mickey James winning this and then moving in another direction with some other knockout being brought up to the so-called Divas main event.
Yeah, I mean, I know Gail Kim just got released. It would be nice to have her go to TNA and feud with Mickey James.
Oh, good old NWA wrestling fan would love to see that. We'll move on to some X Division action. I'm a little surprised that we aren't getting as much X Division as we did, coming off of the Destination X pay-per-view last month. But this is a three-way match. We got Brian Kendrick, Alex Shelley, and Austin Aries going for it. Who you got going on in this?
I definitely see this being match in the night. And I know Kendrick just won it, but I see Aries winning it. I mean, he's getting a pretty big push. And
yeah. From all the promos and all the matches and him cheating to win, so on and so forth, there's no way in the world Aries is not winning this. I mean, he has a certain amount of buzz surrounding him right now, and I don't see this going any other way than him winning it.
Yeah.
I think that's just an easy pick. We'll go on with the Battle of Fortune versus Immortal in a 6-man tag match. I think everybody wanted to see, a little bit more from AJ, especially Christopher Daniels coming off the main event of Destination X, like we just mentioned. But they're wrapped up in a 6-man tag. It's them and Kazarian against Abyss, Gunner, and Scott Steiner. What you got going on in this?
Well, like I said before, I think Fortune's done. So, I mean, we're going to have probably Daniels turn on AJ for like the 4th time in his career. But,
yeah.
I see Immortal picking up the win here. I mean, it could be an all-right match with Fortune in it. I mean, 3 great talents and then 3 okay talents.
I am right there with you. As you can remember, I think 2 weeks ago on Impact, they had AJ and Christopher Daniels. They brought up a conversation where they said, "Do you remember? Have you thought about what I brought up?" And that has to be Christopher Daniels challenging AJ to a rematch from the Destination X pay-per-view. I thought we were going to get this one-on-one, but they're wrapped up in the 6-man tag. So it doesn't make any sense right now, but them, to have some sort of breakup leading on to some sort of match or program for these guys to go through. Hopefully it will highlight them and bring them to the top of TNA once again. But for some reason, they're not getting the push that they deserve. But I'm going to go with Immortal to win this as well. Hopefully they can sell a few more DVDs. I'm not 100% sure that they think Abyss, Gunner, and Scott Steiner is the cream of the crop for that team. But that's who we got. And so that's about all for that. We'll move on to Crimson versus Rob Van Dam in one of 2 Bound for Glory series matches. This has made Impact pretty watchable for me to see who's winning these matches. I'm not agreeing with the pushes here. I think a lot of guys are going to be coming from behind with a late push in order to surge up the interest in these Bound for Glory series. As you can tell, guys like Samoa Joe, who's not even listed on here, as I don't even think he's won a match in this series yet. Danny, has he? Yeah, so I mean, obviously Joe has some sort of push coming from this. There's no way they're going to hold him down and shut him out unless they really have something working for him. But, at Hardcore Justice, we got Crimson against Rob Van Dam. What do you got?
Well, I think they're going to have Crimson remain undefeated, which I don't like because that's basically giving us Crimson an angle at Bound for Glory, and I honestly don't want to see that. I'm going to be there live, so I don't want to see that in the main event. But yeah, Crimson, I think the match will be somewhat decent.
That is one hell of a way to put Crimson over, beating Rob Van Dam. I mean, Van Dam has put about everybody over in the company lately, and I don't see how Van Dam is not featured as one of the top players in TNA. I don't know why they keep him around. It seems like every few weeks somebody's dropping off from TNA, and it doesn't make sense that they would keep him around and not really use him to what they're paying him for. Because I'm sure Rob Van Dam comes with a heavy price. But I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Crimson and the Goldberg style push, so I'm gonna pick Van Dam just because I want to see him lose. But I don't think he's gonna lose, if that makes sense. And then the other match that nobody cares about, we got the Pope against Devon. Who you got?
Well, this feud's over. Pope, I guess, saying hi to Devon's family, some stupid reason like that. But yeah, I got the Pope here. and fully blown heel he's gonna turn.
Devon is one of the guys that when you look at this, you're like, how does Devon have 3-4 wins and Samoa Joe has none? Just the people booking these matches, just it does not make any sense at all. We just saw last week it was footage from a house show where AJ lost a match, and this was just a week after him winning Destination X pay-per-view. It's sometimes TNA just makes no sense at all. I think Devon's got more than enough wins in this series, and I think the Pope's gonna have to take it as well. I mean, there's just nothing really else to talk to. But then we get the little Immortal faction they're fighting. We got Mr. Anderson against Bully Ray to try to see who's gonna be, I guess you can say second or third fiddle, behind Hogan and behind Jarrett in this group. So who do you think this is in the battle of NWO against NWO Hollywood?
I think this is a little bit of a tough one to call, but I think I'll go with Anderson, being he's done more, and I think he would be the better second man, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not expecting anything out of this.
I'm picking Bully Ray in this because I think they don't know what they're doing with Mr. Anderson, and I think they noticed they made a mistake by sticking him in Immortal because he has to sort of play second fiddle to everybody else. And so I'm thinking with Bully Ray winning this match, it's a way for them to sort of kick out Mr. Anderson and have him go back to that sort of tweener spot on the roster that I think everybody likes him at, where he's not exactly a heel and he's not exactly a face, and he can go off and have matches against anybody, and I think he's just the talent that TNA really needs to feature. And by sticking him in Immortal, he sort of got buried and not really forgotten about, but they need to get him out of there. It just never made any sense for him to be there.
Yeah, that would be like the 30th face turn for him.
Yeah.
In there.
And then we'll end it up with the TNA Knockouts Championship match, because this is what people pay for.
Yeah.
Mexican America against Mrs. Tessmacher and Tara. What you got going on?
These belts mean absolutely nothing. So, Miss Tessmacher and Tara just got the belts. So, I'm picking them.
Well, we brought up, the Gail Kim thing and everything. And I think, there wouldn't be as many divas getting released from WB if they took a look at this TNA Knockouts tag title match. Because, that's a belt that they really could use in WWE. It wouldn't have to really be featured, but my main problem is, when the belt's on Raw, what do the Divas matches on SmackDown mean? Absolutely nothing. But, if you were able to switch these belts back and forth, one show have a Divas title, one show have a Divas tag team titles, a lot of girls would be able to work more, and the matches would mean something, and people would actually be interested in them. But back to this. This means nothing to me. I just put over the titles, and then I'm gonna blow it all on here. But Tessmacher and Tara, I guess they just won the belt, so I keep them. Plus, Rosita and Sarita are going the way of JR, where I don't know, one of them can't feel their face anymore. So why are you gonna keep?
Sarita.
Why are you gonna keep pushing this girl and using her on TV? Let's get her home and get her fixed up and get her well. So that's why I'm gonna go with the faces in here. Are you really looking for anything big out of this pay-per-view?
Just the triple threat. I'd rather have 2 X Division matches than 2 knockout matches.
Exactly. I think that's a lot of people are throwing their hands up like, what the hell are they doing? But, I'm not expecting anything big, but it's just fun, like you said, Danny, not that many people buy the TNA pay-per-views, but, some people go out and they watch them. I'll throw the little air quotes up on the watching them. And, we'll see what we get. I'm not looking for anything big, but having wrestling on Sunday nights makes Sunday nights a little bit better. That's my thoughts.
Very true.
All right, I'll put the link down in the description box. The Phenomenal WordPress. Go check him out. The man with no face, Danny. Thank you very much.
I'm gonna miss watching Impact with you, Breeze.
Yeah.